Shalom, this is Reb Yoseph Schreiber coming to you from the land of Israel. This week is Parshas Pekudey. It's the concluding parsha of the book of Shmos, and it concludes the building of the Mishkan in the desert, which is really the conclusion of the building of the temple, the Beis Hamikdash. And it ends with the cloud of Hashem descending on the whole Mishkan, and it's so intense that Moshe Rabbeinu cannot go into it. Okay, and then, so to speak, Moshe, in fact, it thins out, so to speak, and then Moshe does go into it. It's often called an Anan or an Arafel, and it's a concealment for the Kavod Hashem, where you get your confrontation or your encounter with God. That's the basic idea. And both are used throughout the Tanakh. And there are times when when a person cannot go into this cloud or into this haze, and there are other times when the vision of heaven is especially clear. The ultimate in clarity are the visions of Yeshayahu, Isaiah, and Yechezkel, Ezekiel, where the prophet actually sees, if it's possible to say, Hakadosh Baruch Hu sitting on his throne and surrounded by the host of heaven. So you have this degree of differences between the two of them. What the Kli Yakar talks about is that he says that really a vision of God is an Eish Ocheled, and he brings the verses from the end of Parshas Mishpatim, where it's sequentially after the revelation on Mount Sinai, where Moshe and Aaron and his family and the 70 elders see visions of heaven. It's like the clarity of a sapphire, very blue and beautiful. And there's other parts where the glory of God is called an Eish Ocheled, a consuming fire. And what the Kli Yakar says is that you need a degree of concealment in order for a person to be protected from this bright light, this beautiful sapphire, this beautiful diamond. If not for the haze, that a person would not really be able to approach Hashem. This is basic idea. And this is a critical aspect of ascension in Kedusha, to understand this idea. What it means is that when you're dealing with infinite truth, what it means is that there are going to be certain truths that are intimidating in their beauty, like a beautiful diamond or a beautiful girl, that a person sees them and they start to shake for no other reason than their beauty. There is also the idea of a person's imperfections being exposed, as well as the imperfections of the people. This is the vision of Isaiah, where when he sees the heavenly host, says, "Oi, I have imagined Hashem," or but I am a person of unclean lips, living in a nation of unclean lips. And what happens with that is that an angel comes and he has a hot coal in tongs, and he touches it to the lips of the prophet, and he says, "With this, your averas are forgiven and expiated." Okay? And then the prophecy continues, but it's the idea of imperfection and the need for a degree of tshuva or purification that may in fact be painful. These are the difficulties with the fire itself, and the cloud surrounding us allows us to gradually ascend into the approach Kedusha. So to speak, if not for our misconceptions, we would reject religion. The idea is that as we learn more, truths that were difficult become beautiful and compelling, or truths that were very beautiful and very compelling but extremely distant start becoming closer and closer. The keys seem to be that a person has to be honest, to be moot, and level-headed, and humble, know their shortcomings, know their where they are weak and where they have made mistakes. You have in Psalm 97 a description of the encounter with Hashem. It opens up that Hashem is going to rule and that people are going to be very happy. Okay? Then it says that clouds and haze surround them, and that righteousness and mishpat, so to speak, fairness, ethics, okay, are the foundations of his throne. So to speak, that when you talk about his throne, it's his positions. That, so to speak, God's ideas are founded, are based on what is right and what is fair, and that these are explicitly stated. Okay? Then it has things that are somewhat threatening. It says that fire goes before him and flames engulf his adversaries, meaning that essentially that either evil people or evil ideas are going to burn. Okay? That is the aspect of pain, that is the aspect of fear. Okay? And it continues that mountains melt like wax before Hashem. Okay, this is the idea of, to a certain extent, concern over seduction. A person, when they're approaching religion, they may see certain ideas that are extremely compelling and extremely beautiful, but it's things that they either cannot or do not wish to do at the same time. But the intellectual arguments and the aesthetic arguments are so compelling that they feel that they are going to be coerced into doing things that they're really not able to do, or not, they do not wish to do. Okay? They don't want to abandon their shortcomings, but nevertheless they feel that they are obligated to do so. That's one issue. The other issue is diametrically opposite, where it's saying that that a person may think that he has all sorts of barriers, but they can just melt in a moment. That's the aspect of kindness in that statement. Okay. And also it says Yevoshu kol ovdei asal hamitalum be'elilim. Okay, that the literally those who serve idolatry will be humiliated. The idea of the word is pesel, which is an aspect of the word puzzle or paselet. Paselet is trash. The people who are basically running after garbage are going to be humiliated. Or the idea of something that is invalid. The idea that it just simply doesn't work, what they're trying to do. Okay? But nevertheless, they cling to it. Okay? That's the idea of them being humiliated. It's a strong word if you understand it. Yet when it says that they praise themselves with Elilim, it's praising themselves the aspect of taking pride. Elilim is an aspect, it's also idolatry, but it's an aspect of power. A person thinks that he's all sorts of powerful, that he has this high job, or he has a lot of money, or he carries a gun, or that type of thing. And what he is going to say is that in the end, these things really are not an effective means to power, and that this will also cause humiliation. Bad things happen to rich people as well. Okay? It ends with the assurance that, that the people who are dedicated to Hashem will do well. It is saying that light is sown for the righteous, and for the straight of heart, joy. And it says that the people who love Hashem, that they hate evil, and that Hashem protects the souls, the lives of the people of his Hasidav, the people who are dedicated to them. So it's saying that when a person embarks on their personal ascension of Mount Sinai, that there will be clouds and darkness, there will be difficulties, but in the end, a person will achieve light and joy. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.